Okay, folks, it's 7
Those look like
o'clock.
tractor and trailer size.
We're gonna call-
Still have a number of them.
We're gonna call this meeting to order, 7 o'clock. Board of Supervisor, February 17th meeting, calling it to order. Please rise for pledge of allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you join us in a moment of silence, please. Okay, this takes us to the first citizen participation. This is for items that are on the agenda. Do we have any at this time? Hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes. These are from the January 27th Board of Supervisor meeting. I did not see any, or have any comments, see any cause for correction, anything, anybody else?
No, I'm good.
It looked fine to me. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Minutes from the January 27th meeting are approved. Thank you for those, Tanya.
Thank you.
Takes us to zoning code enforcement report. It's from JHA. 5 items. Two invoices, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so the items are gonna be here.
Which one of those over there, Jim?
That's already over there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on to that one. So the first invoice is for $1,317.62. Do we have a motion to approve payment of that invoice?
I'll make the motion.
Charlie makes the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Sean seconds. All in favor? Aye. Payment of $1,317.62 to JHA is approved, and then a second invoice for $5,600 and $5,645.00. Make a motion to approve payment of that bill. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Charlie second. All in favor?
Aye.
Payment of $5,645.00 to JHA is approved. Taking us to sewage enforcement. From Frederick Siebert and Associates, there is no activity. I was gonna say one item, but no activity. And an invoice.
That's the administrative cost that we talked about, that they were gonna charge once a month,
Okay.
even if they didn't have activity.
Okay. $400 to, motion to approve payment of that invoice?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Payment of $100 to Frederick Siebert and Associates is approved. Did you want to?
So that's even if we don't use.
It's to cover their
That's-
costs for phone calls, and, because a lot of
Yeah.
times they
Yeah.
have that kind of stuff leading up to a permit or whatever, but
I think it's reasonable. Not uncommon.
Yeah, not nowadays.
Yeah.
Not nowadays, exactly. Road report.
I got that. Okay, the month of February, we had some plowing and cindering of the roads whenever we had icy conditions. We got a load of cinder in the other day, or salt, I should say. Somebody was mixing that. Got new cylinder for plow 3, did some service work on the wood chipper. I gotta talk to you about that.
Okay.
Johnny reworked the number 2 plow because there's a ratchet thing in there that wasn't holding, so we fixed that. In the spare time, they've been doing remodel work, kitchen, office. And Johnny was out with Rick this morning for some road bids. And that's all I got.
Okay, thank you, Charlie. Emergency management report, I don't see Kurt or Jim here, so I assume we do not have one. Did they happen to call in?
I have not talked to them, no.
Okay. Financial treasurer's report, Tanya?
Okay, Mid-Penn General Checking had a starting balance of $195,339.90. We had $106,952.68 in incoming receipts. Expenditures totaling $78,983.85, which a large chunk of that was a transfer into Pliget for the road tax monies for the end of the year. Or, yeah, for the end of 2025. We had interest earned of $184.71, leaving an ending balance of $223,493.44. Penny and general checking account, starting balance of $23,1362. Interest only activity of 29 cents, leaving an ending balance of $23,1391. Bank of Landisburg general savings, starting balance $25,3570. Interest only of 65 cents, leaving an ending balance of $25,3635. Mid-Penn liquid fuels checking, $9,932.24 is the starting balance. Interest only of $10.53, leaving an ending balance of $9,942.77. Bank of Landisburg liquid fuels money market, starting balance $2,721.61, interest only of 69 cents, leaving an ending balance of $2,722.30. Pliget Prime, the road tax monies were moved over there. It had a starting balance of $222,746.25. The $22,493.10 was put in, which was the road equipment tax monies from 2025. We had interest of $791.16, leaving an ending balance of $246,030.51.
Thank you, Tanya. And now your report, please.
Okay. So I asked if I could add a secretary's report to the meetings, just to give us a follow-up on stuff that happens throughout the month, things we've talked about at previous meetings, but you guys don't necessarily get to hear what happens with them. So in November, we started looking at the delinquent trash accounts, and I think we started out with about $59,000 in delinquencies. We sent out 38 residential notices. That was in December. January 16th, we sent out the first initial lien letters. To date, 7 accounts have payment arrangements. 7 accounts, I had updated this today, by the way. I got some data information. 7 accounts are either paid in full or paid down within reasonable amounts. Payment arrangements have been made with that, okay. I already said that, sorry, I duplicated myself there. And Friday, we had 19 liens that were placed. We have 9 accounts that are in a name other than the owner of the account. So it may be a tenant, which is something I think we need to talk about at some point, but we have to send a letter to the owners first before we can lien the property for a tenant, which is why the trash probably shouldn't go in a tenant's name. But we can deal with that at another time.
You know, I think Maryville has it that if the tenant doesn't pay, it automatically rolls to the property.
And that generally, I think that's the law anyway,
Okay.
but it's safer not allowing it
Oh,
to
right,
happen to
right,
begin
right,
with.
right, yep.
So, so what we have collected $13,897.44 in delinquencies since we started the process.
Oh, yeah, very good.
So we're making progress.
Making progress, yep.
Okay, building updates. As you can see, we've been working on a refresh of the building, just trying to make it look a little more professional. Conference room is complete with the exception of a few minor items, which actually they do have the new smoke alarms in now. I'm gonna get reflective exit signs. We have one that's lighted, but they're expensive and they're hardwired, so I'm gonna get reflective ones. Kitchen area is almost complete. We painted the orange countertop and we just have to put the final coat on the top of that. The office is actually almost finished, so we finished that today. We're gonna paint the outside door, the blue one, once the weather's a little bit warmer. The total cost we've spent to date for everything we've done is $1,801. So I think we've gotten a lot of bang for our buck with what we've done. The guys have been great about helping, and I've painted and helped when I could. Okay, the next thing is the PCard program with Pliget. I'd really like to get this going. Oh, and I did give you guys a copy of the breakout of what we've spent. You should have that.
That's it.
So, I had put together, based on other municipalities, a basic purchase card program manual, which we had talked about when we first approved to go into this program. But it's basically the do's and don'ts, what you can use the money for, the card for, what you can't use the card for. And then after I had it completed, I sent it to the attorney's office, and Gib Patton, who is helping with the delinquencies, Mike had passed it on to him, and he did some tweaks to it. So I gave you each a copy to review. What I need from you, and I'll put this on the agenda for the next meeting, is we need to get the spending limits set for everybody so that I can get the cards. It's gonna take a few weeks to get the cards then. So that's what we have to hash out. So that's the PCard program booklet. Okay, so I know I've mentioned this to the board before, but I would like to, and I'm looking into bringing the trash billing in-house. I reviewed the fees that we're paying to Pam's, just the township part, and we're paying 65 cents per mailed bill and 40 cents per paperless, plus the postage on top of that. So our first quarter bills cost us $1,125.44. That's what Pam's billed us. Then I had some residents calling in the last few weeks telling me that Pam's is charging them fees for paying as well. The ACH electronic fee is 40 cents. The credit or debit card fee is $6. And I had a resident tell me that if the payment arrives to Pam's a day after the due date, Pam's is mailing it back to them and charging them the late fees. So they're double dipping as far as I'm concerned. With that said, our current accounting system is called AccuFund, and AccuFund does have a portal for utility billing that we could add to the system we're currently using. I got the pricing today. It's a one-time fee of $3,125 with an initial SM&E, which is setup maintenance, and I can't remember what the E is for, of $781. And then we'd have an invoice from our IT person to help get everything set up to be usable for what we need it for. But to give you a comparison, our current budget for billing just to Pam's is $7,200 a year. So we would recoup that money pretty quickly. The only additional cost would be depending on what we used as bills. If we used postcards and we had to purchase something pre-printed to print onto, and then the postage part, which we're paying to Pam's anyway. So I'd like to continue to explore that. I actually have a demo set up with them for next week. And if we would bring it in-house, I would aim for transition. Our contract expires with Pam's on April 1st of 2027. So what I would like to do, if it looks like it's gonna work, is run a side-by-side, have them do the first quarter of 2027 and have us run one in-house, just so we can run a comparison, work the bugs out. So that's what I'm shooting for. The last thing is, I gave you a copy of resolution number 10-13. I was unaware that we had a purchase order policy until the auditors were here. And she was asking me about it, and nothing was ever said to me about this. But I think it's a little bit outdated, and I think we need to possibly use some amendments to it. It should align with the PCard program, whatever limits you put on that. But right now, it is $50. You have to do a purchase order for anything over $50, a maximum of $500, board approval. Anything over $500 is board approval, and I can sign off, treasurer can sign off of POs up to $100. And I think that's a little outdated considering the cost of things nowadays. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's something we can talk about once you get the PCard limits, then I can type up a new resolution and we can amend that one. So, that's all I have.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking the initiative on that report. That was
Absolutely.
very, very helpful.
Oh, we did have, an IT person in today, that's what I wrote it on here.
Okay.
We're looking at, a few more security measures on our computers and things like that. The possibility of maybe putting a camera to see who's coming in and out. What else? Right now, we're using a lot of wireless systems, and we'd like to have something a little bit more secure than the wireless, even though we're kind of remote.
Still could be a problem.
Yeah, I do backups, portable backups of my accounting systems and stuff. I don't know if anybody is aware, but Duncannon Borough a few years ago actually had ransomware. They had to pay the ransom to get their software. The only thing that we have, and ours is on a hard drive on our AccuFund system is on there. But our updates and stuff come through the cloud, through internet. So, but I do a hard backup of that, so.
Is there a backup of whatever's on the hard drive in the computer in the cloud?
Not currently, but that's one of the things we wanted to do.
Yeah, so this was one of the things, in full disclosure here, so this is someone that I work with in my day job. He's our IT guy there. And I reached out to him because we have had some issues with, I'd say poor controls on logins and access, and maybe it's not a problem, but we want to make sure that it's not a
Doesn't
problem.
become one.
And IT is not my area of expertise at all. I don't know if anybody else. So I know that this person that I work with, he's very competent. So I reached out to him, and so he came in today, talked with Tanya, and did want to let you know. So, yeah, because we do need to get more updated and make sure that our logins are controlled, so we know who is accessing what at what time, and then proper accesses, and also where they're not supposed to be accessing. So we just started that today, so he's going to put together some suggestions, and then we'll have to get together again and talk about what you want to do and what we want to spend.
Yeah.
So,
If I can, I know we discussed that trash bill before. With her taking that over, she'll be able to keep better track of delinquency and
nope.
Mhm.
like that.
Well, yeah, it would definitely help that
Because
situation,
before, we had no idea what was going on.
which is sad. You thought that would have been in a quarterly report or something or whatever, that would have been,
We do get a quarterly report. I
Yeah.
don't know why it wasn't getting to
what
you.
wasn't coming through
Yeah.
to, you know.
Yeah, but the questions of backups and things, to your point.
Yeah,
we need to
I mean-
make sure that,
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not I will publicly state I'm not a huge fan of the cloud, but, it's the world we live in today. I mean, the only alternative would be a hard copy backup,
Or a
taken
server.
taken off-site and stored somewhere else.
Well, but that's what I do.
You
I do.
do that already,
Yeah.
so, yeah, we do that.
I carry it with
At
me,
my
yeah.
job too, we do that, so, yeah, just in case. But,
yeah. Was that it, Tanya?
That's it, sorry.
No, very
I
good.
just saw I
Thank
had
you.
that
Thank
written
you for the
here.
reminder on that. That takes us to resolutions. There are none this month. Old business, appointment of a temporary driveway permit officer. So, yeah, my understanding is Max is willing to step in until we find someone, or he's willing to do it long term?
He says,
What's-
his response was, I do it for other municipalities, so
Okay.
he didn't seem to have an issue with it. So when I asked him if he would be willing to serve temporarily, not knowing what the board would wanna do. But I suspect from some phone calls I've had that we're going to be getting an application very soon. And I didn't wanna wait until we had the application in hand to try to figure out an issue,
Okay.
solution, so.
Okay, so we need a vote on whether to use Max as driveway officer. I'll make that motion.
as a temporary measure,
Okay.
I mean, that would assume,
And if you find somebody, then.
that we could just replace, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I'll make the motion as a
Okay.
temporary
I'll second
until we
it.
find someone else. your second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Yeah,
okay,
that's fine, yeah.
okay.
We need somebody that has the,
A little background.
yeah.
Okay, that takes us to new business, spring cleanup, request for proposals.
Yeah, I actually had them scheduled to be in this coming Friday, thinking we were meeting next week. So we'll have to deal with them at the next
March.
meeting,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
But we
Have you,
still
have you,
have
have you got,
time.
have you gotten any yet?
I've gotten one back so far, and
Okay.
I've had emails and phone calls from
About it.
several other people,
Okay.
so,
Okay, that's
yeah.
good.
And a visit from, who's done it the last couple of years, Tiger? Yes,
Yeah.
Tiger
Yeah.
Trash,
Yeah.
they were in, it's no longer Tiger Trash.
really?
Oh.
It's Constella's, or, I forget what it is, starts with a C. Yeah, it's a different,
Okay.
they changed their name,
Or got bought out.
Tiger was memorable.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Okay, bulk road salt contract.
I actually wanted to make a copy of this and talk to Charlie and get a chance to. So, our normal, first of all, our storage capacity on what was being filed previously said 75 tons. We can actually hold more like 125 tons if we're empty. So that doesn't really make a whole lot of difference in what we order, but it does need to be corrected. So the last however many years, we've ordered 140 ton is what our order was for salt. Last year, the guys were never given control over ordering salt. It was always done from the office. And last year, they completely ran out of salt and had to go borrow a truckload of salt from Marysville Borough. So they started out this year with nothing. So we've gone through a lot of salt this year. First of all, we've had a very bad winter, but second of all, they had nothing to start with. We are currently pretty full,
Yeah, we're looking good.
but we have now gotten our max capacity, which is 140% of 140 ton. So whatever you tell them you're going to order, you have to take a minimum of 60% of it and a maximum of 140%. So if we got any additional bad weather, we used up what we had, the next step, which I've already reached out to Perry County EMC office, because the next step would be to go to the county emergency management office, and they would put something out through Pennsylvania Emergency Management to see who had salt available. It would most likely come from PennDOT, but that's the process you have to follow if you need more than what you've budgeted for. We are currently okay. Johnny has some hesitation about upping that number a lot now because we're full now. So this has got to be the board's decision. Charlie, I know, and I have talked about it quite a bit.
I don't know which way to go with it myself. I mean, other than, like, right now, I'd like to have that cleaned back a little bit. What I'm saying is, whatever we use is fine, but if we need to, I gotta get rid of some, so we can get them post.
The posts
Yeah,
need fixed, yeah, the
okay.
salt shed needs some work.
okay.
They're in decay of, I mean, I don't know what's left of a 8-inch flat ivy, but there's
Not much.
yeah, not much.
Ooh, yeah, well, yeah.
So before we even order any, that's
Well-
gotta be fixed.
This contract is due March 15th.
Okay.
I have to put it in by March 15th, that's the deadline. But it doesn't start, we don't have to take any salt until the fall.
Okay.
So between August and October, you have to take your first load.
Right. So we could do the 140 ton.
We can keep, that's what we've budgeted for. We talked about upping it because the guys have run out, but we're, like I said, we're in good shape right
Yeah.
now. You have to take 60% of whatever you order, that's the
When's that order
minimum.
have to go in?
March 15th is when we have to have it
I'll say,
in.
okay.
That's the order, that's
So-
the contract? I thought the
You
contract
have to have your proposal in by March 15th for next year.
And it can't be changed or anything after that? Well,
Because they put it out for bid then.
Right.
That's how it
because
works.
they need to know how much, because they need to
Yes.
know what the big number is
Right.
that they need to have
Right.
everybody bid on. I mean, at 140 tons, 60% of it's 84 tons.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's 4 truckloads.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. If I knew what the weather was going to be next week, next winter, yeah, I wouldn't.
Even
I'd
next week.
Yeah, even next week, I would. Yeah, but I don't.
I mean, the only other thing you could do is you could give Charlie the go-ahead to make the call between 140 and whatever, and then we could see what
We don't
March
get penalized
brings.
for not using the 140 ton.
But you
Well,
got to.
they're just gonna say you have to take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
But you don't have to take, if we put in for 140, you have to take 60%.
Which is 84 tons.
It's like budgeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll get with Johnny then before I go out for a while.
So can Charlie have authorization to make that call?
I'll make a. I'll make a motion
I'll second.
that Charlie can make that call. I mean,
All right.
All in favor?
I,
Okay,
I'm fine with that.
thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Underground storage tank testing.
Yes, so, our, UST testing is due, it's an every 3 year. Every 3 years it has to have testing, compression testing, or cathodic protection test, overfill prevention, spill bucket test, certification, and we have 2 tanks. So I pulled what we did 3 years ago, and in 2023, we paid $2,656.25 to have that testing done. And I got a quote, you have to go onto DEP's website and go to the underground storage tank and find people that are qualified through DEP to perform the testing. The company that we've previously used and have used for a number of years is still on there, Keystone. The cost to do those tests, the quotes that I got, it's a total of $2,839 even. And they're due in May, so I would ask them to not do them until closer to the due date.
I'm sorry, you said that's good for 3 years then?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that's correct.
I'll make a motion to accept that. Do we have to do a contract or what?
I think I can sign off on it,
Okay.
yeah, I just got the testing quote, and then I'll just have to go in and accept them.
Okay. Make that motion for the $2,839 amount. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Sean second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thanks for that, Tanya.
And then this came in the mail for the supervisors. The county is doing a 250, Perry County America 250 celebration, Sunday, April 19th at 2 p.m. And they sent that to the supervisors to see if anybody wanted to go.
Do they need to know if we're?
What does it say on there that they need to know?
Oh, RSVP by March
Yeah.
1st.
I thought there was something.
Period correct attire encouraged but not required.
Oh,
I don't-
Sean.
I don't
There you
think
go.
so.
Thou shalt not be thrown out.
I got a bunch of buddies that are Revorian actors.
There we go. Can they RSVP by March 1st? Well, that sounds like a cool thing. April 19th.
Charlie will be out of service.
Yeah, I am.
Getting surgery, you can go as a wounded, you know, so we can
Well,
figure
yeah,
it out.
you could go on a stretcher.
Yeah, we can carry it.
Equivalent to Walker.
Thoughts?
No. Sounds interesting.
Do we each have a copy?
No, they
Can
sent
you-
us one. I know I had forwarded the email to all three of you. That I had
This is the second
gotten.
time I've seen it.
And then that came in the mail, so I figured I'd just bring it to the meeting and
Okay.
pass it around.
Hopefully it's not period appropriate food.
Well.
We'll have a campfire, some rabbits and,
Well,
Would you be so kind as to just make a few copies and drop them on?
yes,
Because
I can do that.
I need a physical reminder.
Okay.
I will. remember to look at that email. Okay. Well, now, do we need to respond through the office, or how do we?
No, I think,
what's our-
there's an email address
Yeah, they
here,
have
we
an
just need
email.
RSVP to the email address.
That takes us to announcements. March 3rd, 7:30 PM, the planning commission will meet here. March 8th is daylight saving time, we're gonna spring forward. April 3rd is Good Friday, office will be closed, there'll be no change in trash collection. And then spring cleanup is gonna be May 1st from 6 AM to 1:45. And then May 2nd, Saturday, it's gonna be 8 AM till 12 noon. Takes us to approval and payment of the bills. Tanya?
General fund check numbers 18561 to 18584 in the amount of $35,213.31, no checks void. Payroll checks number 8635 to 8642 in the amount of $6,436.16, no checks void. And because we moved the meeting back a week, the payroll I did today for this week will be on the next one. That's it.
Okay. Make a motion to approve payment of the bills. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Charlie second. All in favor?
Aye.
Payment of the bills is approved. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
And that takes us to the second part of citizen participation. This is for items on the agenda, not on the agenda. Sir, I think you were,
Yeah, so, all right.
if you could just state your name, please. Oh, you're fine.
Oh,
Stay.
sorry, I'm Mike Rohler, I live right down the valley on 850, private lane on Hospice Lane. I called in, I talked to Tanya.
Oh, the driveway permit.
No.
No? Oh, okay.
The data center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I got word, talking to some of the neighbors and stuff, that a company called Western Hospitality Partners is trying to buy up between 500 and 700 acres of land between Mountain Road and Rich Wine, kind of in that area, be the south side of the road over there. With the thought of trying to put an AI data center in there. So of course that's in Carroll Township, it's just barely over the line, very, very close to where we live, so of course I was concerned. I went to the Carroll Township meeting last Tuesday, like 50 people showed up, everybody was talking, it was very alarming. Thankfully, the supervisors there, were definitely against it, along with, all the citizens, it came up. But the reason I came here tonight was just more of an awareness. Obviously, it's our neighboring township, and whatever happens there is going to affect us, especially something of that size and scale. A couple things, I wrote like a little 2-page, document about some of the dangers of AI data centers. One of the sites I listed was Cumberland County, PA, from data. It's a coalition that Cumberland County did for one there, and then I also talked to our state representative, Perry Stanball, today, and tried to get some of his thoughts. So I would encourage anybody interested to talk to him. He knew a fair amount about the subject and was obviously concerned and wanted to hear what people had to say about it. So anyway, purpose of coming here was just to make you aware and perhaps encourage that we help our neighbors out in Carroll County, if there's any opportunity to help them. Of course, it's not zoned for that, so they would first they have to buy the land, and second they would have to get the zoning changed. And it doesn't sound like there's an appetite to do that in any way, but still, I wanted to bring awareness and, ask that we help in any way from Rye to Carroll, and if there's anything we can do to assist them or help them in some way.
Do they, this outfit or whatever, do you know if they actually currently own any data centers?
No, so when I talked to State Rep Perry Sandball today, what he suspected, because I always thought the name was deceiving, Western Hospitality Partners, doesn't sound.
It usually is in those cases.
Yeah.
Intentionally.
It's either one or two things, either they're hiding behind the name and they're trying to buy this land out, or two, they're trying to buy the land now in anticipation of an AI boom in the next few years. So they're trying to beat them to the punch, buy up these properties, cheap while they still can, And the whole reason they want it there is because of the power lines that go right through that area. So they need enormous amounts of electricity to do this. So they're targeting areas with the big transmission lines, and there's a set of transmission lines that runs over right through there. So
Yeah, that isn't the part that would worry me.
no, the two parts that would worry everybody the most is an average data center takes about 4 million gallons of water a day.
That's the important part right there.
Yeah, to cool it. And other videos I watched from the other coalition, Cumberland County, and other research I did from in Virginia, it'll suck everyone's well dry. Like
There's
all
no-
of the groundwater.
There's no stream, there's no creeks, there's
nothing that can feed it.
There's nothing for them to pull water from,
Right.
so yeah.
So, and then tremendous use of electricity, everybody's electrical rates go high, sky high, because, someone's gonna, it's gonna get passed on. And then the other thing that they typically do, is they run either to supplement their electricity, because they can't get enough electricity from the power company, is they'll run giant diesel generators.
Well, they usually have their own auxiliary as well,
Yeah,
yeah.
auxiliary, but even sometimes they use it
That's
as
what
their
they use
main
to power it.
generation.
Yeah.
They'll say, oh, no, we won't tap into your power system, we're gonna generate our own, and they run these giant diesel generators 24/7 and polluting the air, you have light
Don't they have to
pollution.
have a generation license to be able to create that much?
Not if, well, I don't know. If they do, I bet they know exactly how to stay right underneath the line.
Yeah,
It's like everything else, I mean,
anyway, at the Carroll meeting, tremendous support against it. But I was just trying to bring awareness by coming here tonight, so if I could pass these out perhaps. This is just my own, I just did this on my own, I'm not an attorney or anything like that, I'm just
Thank you, Mike.
a concerned guy, so, who doesn't want a data center in my backyard, so.
Yeah, because there's one going in Cumberland.
They're
Right,
trying,
kind of just,
There's actually-
going in that same direction.
there's 3 proposed actually for Cumberland County right now.
yeah,
I think it's actually on its way to being okayed.
Yeah.
oh, the one in Watts.
No,
They
that
kicked
would-
them out there.
That's not happening.
That's why they're
They
down
turned them
here.
down.
According to Mr., the state rep, he said that that's a go-ahead. I just talked to him today.
Oh, well, then
Watts?
something changed because the paper
Watts
said.
or,
it was
yeah, up past.
Or Howe. You sure it wasn't Howe Township?
No,
No, it
I
was
knew
Watts.
he knew
It was,
it.
yeah.
It's at Amity
It was-
Hall.
Yeah, it was at
Amity
Amity.
Hall or Watts.
That's,
Amity
well,
Hall's
yeah, that's Watts Township.
But I asked him what the difference was there, and he said, well, that property that they want there is already zoned industrial. And it already has its own water system, so that actually, if they're gonna target somewhere, that would make.
That would be a better choice.
Yeah,
Right.
it's zoned correctly already, no
Right.
zoning is required, no zoning change is required.
Right.
And they have a water supply,
Yeah.
which is very different than what it would be here in the valley.
Yeah, it makes no-
The other thing I just couldn't get over, like, what are they gonna flatten 500 to 700 acres out? And, they need a flat, we live in a valley with rolling hills. Like, how are they gonna do that? Or infrastructure for roads? Were they gonna run all this stuff down 850? What are they gonna
Well-
do? Bring it over Starrett's Gap?
No, none of the, I have a little bit of an inside track. The company that I work for, we build big trailers, and a lot of the trailers that we're building right now, they are using to haul the pieces that they assemble to make
Oh.
data centers out of.
Okay,
And believe me, as big as what these pieces are, you're not coming down Mountain Road, you're not even going, even traveling 850 would not be very good. But, I hate to say it, but it all boils down to one thing, and one thing only,
money.
and that's money.
Yep. That's what
I
I'm
hate
worried about.
I hate to sit here and say that, but
Yep.
that's what makes it all go around, unfortunately.
Yep.
Some good, some bad.
Anyway, I'm concerned, and
Yeah.
that's the last thing I want for here. I live here because it's quiet and peaceful and all the things that are great about where we live. And I can't think of something I would want less than one of those.
That's the last thing I could imagine in Perry County, I'm sorry.
Yep, me too. So, anyway, thank you for listening.
And thank you, Mike.
Yep.
Okay, anyone else?
Yeah.
John?
I would like to thank the current set of employees as they appear to be getting a lot more done now than what was done in the past. Tasks such as painting the building, doing their own cleaning up the property, and proposing to complete the trash billing in-house, all save us as taxpayers, our money here. I would like to let them know that their effort is noticed and appreciated, so thank you. That's it, thanks.
Okay, anyone else? No? Okay, hearing no further discussion, I'll make a motion to adjourn. It is 7:40. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Charlie, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for